growing pains are necessary for growth and transformation to happen. If you do not experience some kind of strife in your life, there's no initiative for you to change for the better. You remain in stagnation because you remain in comfort. And there's beauty in comfort, there's peace in comfort, but there's not expansion, there's not growth, there's not evolution. The more you swim in your own appeasement, the more you remain there. And the beauty about growing pains is it gives you a call that something is about to change. And as long as you hold yourself accountable for what you want to achieve, that growing pain will be aligned with what you're trying to achieve. And so the beauty about what we have as human beings is we have something called awareness. And within our awareness, we have the capability of looking at ourselves, where we are, and then questioning, am I really giving all my all to what I really want? Am I really looking at my heart and saying, I value what you want, and I'm going to give my all to achieve what I want? And sometimes that is going to be inconvenient, and sometimes that is going to be uncomfortable, and sometimes that is going to ask of you to go above and beyond your norm to achieve what you want to achieve. So the more you push yourself towards your goal, the more you start to see the fruits of your efforts. The more you put in sweat equity. Sweat equity is when you're doing work for yourself without pay off yet. The more you start to experience that payoff in the long run. Worry about all the work you're putting into your dream, and put it into your dream, and know that if your heart and your soul is in those efforts, the fruits of those efforts will inevitably come because they're aligned with what you want. And sometimes you have to hold out for the pain, right? But you got to do the work. Know that all those doings, all that sweat equity, to overcome everything that's standing in the way of what you're dreaming about will come to fruition if you stay the course. Does that make sense? But you have to hold the magnifying glass up to your own actions. Because at the end of the day, and this is going to sound really harsh, no one's going to care about you fulfilling your dreams more than you. No one is going to want your success more than you. No one is going to work as hard for your success or not work as hard for your success but you. So with that, the more you start to understand your craft, cognitively first, right? And then the more you start to exercise it viscerally, the more you have something that puts you ahead of the line to achieving what you want. Because it creates a well-rounded, sophisticated talent. And it's the thing that's going to support you for the entirety of your career. Let's understand, it's our job to break down the given circumstances in order to know the full world of the text that the writer has given us, right? And from there, we start to ask ourselves specific questions that drive us through the entire world. It's really important for us to really understand what is driving the character throughout the entire text. Emotionally justify that for ourselves. Right? Define the super objective, and we can really define that as the thing that our character dreams about accomplishing. It's the thing that gives you that start to the end, right? And a lot of times you may end up achieving your spine in the text. That whole super objective is there as the entire skeleton of what we dream about accomplishing, right? And then we have to emotionally justify that for ourselves. What are the things that really create that spine, that want, that drive us to go after that essential need throughout our journey in the text, right? Then we need to be able to justify all the obstacles that stand in the way of us achieving that super objective. So once you achieve that super objective, if you achieve that super objective, a lot of times you won't, right? One super objective takes you all the way to the end of the play, and sometimes you do not achieve that super objective, right? And then that's where our imagination really can clue us into the emotional justification about what that spine is. A lot of the times what I tell students when they're trying to find the spine, I'm like, well, just try to think of something and then think about your character's life. What would happen to them if they didn't achieve that? And that starts to give you the emotional justification of what's actually driving them throughout the entire text. So if you do end up achieving that dream, then a new super objective or a new spine will start to occur based on what you've already achieved. When you start to understand how each scene is monumental to achieving that super objective, each scene allows for all your choices to be specific. And that, people, is where we start to create character, right? So you have a scene which is there to bring you into the fulfillment of your super objective, but unfortunately within each scene you have an obstacle. So what you want in each scene is all based on what you want overall. Each thing is based on what you're being confronted with the relationship that's in the scene. You see how based on that super objective, all these different scenes would occur to overcome those obstacles, right? So we start to create doings in order to overcome those obstacles, in order to achieve that immediate objective, in order to somehow get closer to fulfilling your lifelong dream, or your super objective, or your spine. Guess what all those tactics, or all those intentions, or all those doings, or all those actions, whatever you want to call them, guess what that reveals? Bingo. The writer has created specific doings that the character does in order to overcome obstacles, in order to achieve his or her wants. And that, guys, is how then character starts to be revealed. So this is where the surge of understanding your character comes. Now, the beauty about what you guys get to do is you get to interpret those doings that the character does based on the text. And you get to choose actions that stimulate you that are in line with the text. That you hopefully will change your partner in the space. You know, sometimes we get more liberties when there's more freedom in the work and there's more gaps in the work. But before we take those liberties, we need to look at what is already solidified and build on that. And that takes us really breaking things down and saying, okay, these are the essential facts that the writer has given me. So based on those essential facts, I'll understand them first, and then I will start to make interpretations based on those facts. This way, I'm still in line with the text, but now I can create a human being that excites me to play.